everyone. My name is Kiana. I'm just going to give a little introduction about myself to go into why I applied for this internship in the first place. I was born in Montebello, California, which is about 15 minutes away from here on a good day. I have my bachelor's in art history from UCLA, and I focused in architecture history. And then I worked at the A+C Museum, which was in the Arts District on 4th Street. And then after that, I decided to pursue my master's in library and information science. And I'm focusing in archives. So now, why did I apply for this internship? I received the notification that they were looking for an intern, and then I think I applied right after I received it, so within 20 minutes. And then I wanted to get more involved in the Little Tokyo community, just because from this picture, that's me and my sister in the Little Tokyo village on the rock. And so I used to come here a lot for just to hang out with my grandparents, and so personally I just wanted to just get back into the community, just because once I got into middle school and high school, I kind of drifted away. And then from a professional development perspective, they kind of promoted this internship as the beginning stages of an archive, and how before it even gets processed into a collection. And so that's something really rare, because a lot of internships you're already working in an established archive. So this was a very unique experience. And it was actually really unique because we were working out of Nancy's little storage space upstairs on the 2nd floor. So what exactly have we been up to? I started in January, and I'm now finishing up in June for the internship. It's 120 hours per quarter, so in total 240 hours of going through about 40 boxes of archival materials. And so, as Jeannie kind of mentioned before, all the boxes were moved around and nothing was foldered. So in these 240 hours, we've been foldering everything and documenting them. So in this photo on the last column, that's all the description of what is in the box. And as we've been figuring out what's in the boxes, we're adjusting the series and sub-series. There's a lot of technical aspects it's not just taking things out of the box and putting it in a folder. There's kind of a nuance to it, in a way where you have to maintain original order in order to maintain the archive as it is, and not putting your own narrative onto the archive. So there's a lot more technical details, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about that. But yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to. But what you don't get from this brief listing or this spreadsheet is the experience that I've gotten of really getting to know Kanemitsu. I didn't know him at all. I was born in 1994. But I feel like I have gotten to know him through looking through all these boxes of materials, through his letters that he wrote and all his photos. So in a way, I feel like I've gotten to know him so much, and in a way that sometimes you can't get from a biography, because it's someone telling you the information, as opposed to you looking at the information and kind of interpreting it through your own life experience. And then beyond working on the 2nd floor here and going through all 40 boxes, we actually took a field trip to LACMA and saw the San Francis show, which was really fun. And so there's a photo of Jimmy and Nancy looking at the 3 Kanemitsu works in the exhibition. And so the key takeaways of this internship was kind of skills that you learn in archiving, just from working with others, is just communication skills, always scheduling and asking questions, just because we all have busy schedules, and so that was something I really learned. The iterative nature of archiving, so we would be going through boxes, and we might find that one document belongs in a different series, so setting those aside and just kind of interfiling documents into where we think they would go, just because it's we're also thinking about the researcher. So wherever this ends up, there's going to be a researcher that is going to want to get certain documents, and so we want to make it easy for the researcher to find what they need. And then another takeaway was the importance of community. So Nancy really encouraged me to come to some events like the Little Tokyo Historical Society meeting in February and the Sustainable Little Tokyo Earth Day celebration in April. And these are things that maybe I wouldn't have done on my own, but I think with Nancy's encouragement and really seeing her and how active she is in the community, it kind of was like a model of like, oh, this is what I hope to be as active after I finish school. And then lastly, building relationships with the family of the creator, which is Nancy. And I think with that comes a lot of trust and accountability, because even though we work 240 hours on the archive, like we would go out to lunch at Suihiro, and I feel like I really got to know Junie and Nancy, and like in a way where every time after we came back from lunch, I would feel like, you know, like they're trusting me with organizing this to the best of my ability, and so I don't want to let them down. And so I think building relationships is really important, and that's what I really value that. So making connections. So the picture on my right-hand side, that's Berendo Street, which is where Kanemitsu used to live. And so after LACMA, Nancy drove me around Los Angeles without Google Maps. It was really amazing. She drove me everywhere around LA. Like she went to LACMA without directions. It was really amazing to me as someone who needs a map. So she took me to Kanemitsu's the apartment. So it used to look like on the right, but then now this is what it looks like on the left. So I think actually seeing this, it made it feel so real. Like he used to live here, and I'm touching all these documents that like he wrote and he touched, and I've never like actually met him, but just that was really so amazing. And she took me to like where the old Otis used to be, because that's where he taught. She took me to June Wayne's old studio. So I think on top of building relationships, like this internship really allowed me to like get to know the archive in a way that I feel like no one else really gets to have, unless Nancy is willing to give driving tours. And then lastly, it's also building relationships with Jeannie, who is my supervisor, but I like to call her a friend now. And Nancy, I feel like I had trouble calling her like that, like family of the creator or a donor, just because she's like much more than that throughout these 240 hours. So that's kind of what I got from this internship, and what internships in archives can do for students like me. So that's it for my presentation. And also, the value of doing this work is also I was able to meet Anna, who is going to be doing her dissertation and using the archives. So when I think about what I'm organizing, I'm also thinking about Anna and how Anna is going to use it. And I'm also looking forward to, even though the internship is over, I'm looking forward to continuing this work with everyone here. So thank you. And
Kiana, you're a tough act to follow.
oh, no.